All right. Welcome to the Pitchfork Podcast for March 26, 2021. If you guys like the stream, hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you let people know that I run this stream. If you guys want to join in on the show, you can dial 253-203-6784. Again, now the number dial is 253-203-6784. You can also join my Discord server. Links are going to be in the chat. I left links in the chat for YouTube, for Facebook, and also for Twitch. So you should be able to get in contact with the show if you want to. So let's go ahead and check out the live scene real quick. All right, let's go ahead and touch my soundboard.
Bruh.
Okay, that's bruh sound.
I'll tell you what.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just testing
Nice
my
and
soundboard.
Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
It was Antifa, right?
Oh my God! Wow!
There you go.
Oh my God!
Nigga, that's that bullshit.
That's bullshit. Stop lying.
Enough from the clown.
It seems to me a strange thing.
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
Oh my God. There we go. So we also want to make sure we FOV. Right, so we make sure everything is set up. All right, so we're good to go. Let's rock and roll. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down with the getting down. Let's get down with the getting down. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is to find bad cops no done. So officer placed on leave, right? So all I'm gonna do is push the search parameters for 24 hours, the past 24 hours. And I guarantee you something is gonna be something is gonna pop up. All right, so here's one that's gonna be crazy here. All right, so we've got a bad cop, no donut. We got a bad cop who doesn't need a donut. Jackson, Louisiana. It is not shocking that you had some police brutality there, but apparently this got a little bit out of hand. Police officer on leave over claims he choked teen and used slur. Published on March 25th, 2021 by WBRZ, ABC News affiliate in Louisiana. Let's go ahead and check this out. Jackson, Louisiana. An attorney is seeking in employment records of a police officer accused of choking a teenager and calling him a racial slur, saying the officer may have a history of similar complaints. The Jackson Police Department confirmed Officer Travis Clay Depew was put on administrative leave after an excessive force complaint stemming from an incident in February. Depew and law enforcement from other agencies were called to a reported fight involving juveniles in a parking lot outside Main Street Market in Jackson. The department said Depew's body camera was not on at the time of the encounter. Wait, that's the first thing. That's the first thing that I'm going to say is a strange thing.
It seems to me a strange thing.
Whenever you're dealing with children or juveniles, right, why would you not have cameras on? Why would you turn the camera off? Because if you got a body camera on, I have to assume that it was on at some point. If you've got a body camera that's actually in your possession, I have to assume that at some point it was on, meaning that it was either not charged and that shows negligence on your part, or you turned it off. And now the question becomes is, why'd you turn that off? A complaint found the next day claims Depew grabbed a 16-year-old around the neck and called him a slur. Depew was placed on leave immediately, remains off duty pending an investigation. He's worked at the department for about a year. No arrests have been made related to the fight, but it remains under investigation. Ronald Haley Jr., the attorney representing the teenager, released a statement Thursday afternoon alleging Depew has faced similar accusations in the past. That's very, very interesting. We have learned that Officer Depew was employed by other law enforcement agencies throughout southern Louisiana. We have reason to believe that the behavior he displayed when he came into contact with our 16-year-old client was not an outlier, but par for the course. Further, we believe that once we are able to obtain his employment records and history of complaints, it will show the similar pattern of loopholes within the system that allow for bad officers to change agencies without a problem after they are subject to disciplinary actions from their previous employer. This creates a danger to the public and that these agencies are to protect. Wow. So I'm very curious. I wonder if there are complaints about it. I wonder. Because, see, there's a way you can search this. And I'm pretty sure if you search this, there's got to be something out there.
It seems to me a strange thing.
Yeah, very strange thing. So I wonder. Well, there's nothing else out there. It's going to be in this employment record, but still, it's just very, very interesting how this attorney is alleging this. The body camera wasn't on, and this is a juvenile that we're talking about here. So it's very, very interesting to see how these things work out. And I think it's very interesting that the attorney pointed out that there could be a history of this. And given my experience, from what I've seen, it wouldn't be unusual if there were a history of this. It would not be unusual to me. In fact, it would be, as the attorney said, par for the course. All right, so there's gonna be one done. Let me just go ahead and go back. See, that's how easy it is to find like bad cop no donuts. It's very, very easy to find them, because all you gotta do is place it within 24 hours, and you'll find exactly what you're looking for every time. Because so many police officers are that bad. So many police officers are that bad. Right? So many police officers are that bad. So there's another story here that I haven't covered. All right, so I covered this already, but I want to cover this again, and I want to cover this in a more long-form video. This is going to be an interesting one. So a veteran Tennessee police officer, this is a story I want to cover again. A veteran Tennessee firefighter placed on leave after controversial Facebook post. Trust me, when you see the Facebook post, you got to see why he was placed on leave, because he said some pretty interesting things, about situations that happen, and we're gonna get into this. So once again, veteran Tennessee firefighter placed on leave after controversial Facebook post. Once you see the Facebook post, once you see some of the contents, I think you gotta get it. This is pretty spicy, and
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
this is published on Thursday, March 25th, 2021. Let's go ahead and get down to it. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. WZTV affiliate for ABC News. A Tennessee firefighter was placed on leave after a Facebook post he made Tuesday night. Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue became aware of the post about the 8 Asian women shot and killed at an Atlanta spa, which was made by Joe Pennington. He's an engineer that's been with the department since 2004. In a now deleted post, Pennington wrote, "We lowered the flags for a few Asian prostitutes who were shot by a white man." Wow.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my
Yikes. That's going to be a category 5 yikes for me. In a now deleted post, I want to read it again. Pennington wrote, "We lowered the flags for a few Asian prostitutes who were shot by white."
It seems to me a strange thing.
Aren't you a firefighter who's supposed to care about life regardless? You don't care if they're prostitutes. You don't care if they're homeless. Aren't you supposed to care about if they live or die? Because that's kind of your job as a firefighter. Because you can't exactly run to a building to go save somebody who might be inside of that particular burning building if you just see them as a bunch of Asian prostitutes who might be shot by a white guy. That does show a level of degradation, a level of disregard for people who happen to be Asian, and it's very, very curious. I wonder if this guy is a Trump supporter. It'd be very, very interesting. I'll tell you what. It'll be very interesting to know if he's a Trump supporter saying this, because again, I've been told so often by the political right that it's the left that's so racist. It's very interesting if this man's a Trump supporter. I'd be very interested. I would bet my life this man is a Trump supporter. I would bet my life this guy leans right. I would bet my life on it. He goes on to say, if a white American kills anyone of another color, it's racist, but the expletive Muslim who killed a police officer and 9 others, we must ban guns. Hey, genius, I want to point something out there to you. When the Atlanta spa shooting happened, we talked about banning guns. In fact, when Stephen Paddock, who's a white guy, by the way, killed over 70 people in Las Vegas, we banned bump stocks, asshole. So your point is fucking mute. It's invalid. Because most every time that we've had gun control, outside of your side trying to restrict the rights of black folks in this country, historically trying to restrict the gun rights of black folks. Outside of that, the people who's been causing the gun laws to actually come is Caucasian Americans, raisin salad Americans, mayonnaise Americans. It's not been us. See, we've been marching, and the Black Panther Party has been open carrying. And in California, in 1967, when Ronald Reagan was the goddamn governor, they banned open carry because of the Black Panthers. So no, it wasn't our people that caused you to lose your gun rights. It was always tied to fucking racism, or tied to a crazy single white man going postal. That's usually how it goes down. Okay? We didn't ban airplanes and freaking guns during 9/11. Okay? We didn't do that then. And that was the worst terrorist attack on American soil. And we didn't do that then. Okay? Pennington goes on to call President Joe Biden a racist and says, I have to teach my son everyone is racist and against us. Wow. So, against us. So, I want you guys to see this, right? I want you guys to see my face when I say this. This fragility shit, right? It's gotta stop. It's fucking embarrassing. This fragility shit has got to stop. It's fucking embarrassing. It really is. Because I must stress to you. No one takes that seriously. Why are you teaching your son to be a victim? Why are you teaching your son to be a goddamn victim? You're teaching your son that everyone is racist and against him, so your son has a much higher likelihood of becoming a fucking white supremacist, because whenever a person of any race feels like they are targeted because of their race and they're surrounded by people who are their enemies, well, that person tends to respond to people as if they are their enemies of different skin colors. Happens in prisons, happens on the streets, happens everywhere. We all know this. It is not an uncommon thing. There's been books written about it. It is fucking known. It is well known. Okay. So why are you sitting here teaching your son to be a goddamn victim? You're teaching him to have white fragility. You're teaching him to have this. Unbelievable. You gotta teach your son that everyone is racist and against us. Wow. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Wow! Oh my God!
And mind you, if he thinks that everyone's racist, right? If you're a firefighter, why would you save a bunch of people who you think are racist? Should this man be employed as a firefighter if he thinks other people of different skin colors are racist? They probably became aware of this post after WZTV made them aware of our investigation. They sent the following statement. The city has just learned of the social media post late this morning and is looking into the matter. Murfreesboro's fire and rescue chief has placed the firefighter on paid administrative leave until further notice. Wow. So that was pretty quick. Less than an hour after we received that response, Pennington's post on Facebook page were deleted. However, WZTV took a screenshot of the post before that happened, late in the afternoon. So wait a minute, hold on. Wait. So he tried to delete the post. Listen, let me explain something to you. I want you to understand this. When you post things on the internet, Mr. Pennington, and to any other boomer out there, when you post things on the internet, what typically happens is there's shit called an RSS feed, and there's also archives. So whenever you post something on there, it's always a record of it. Doesn't matter how you try to freaking scrub it, someone can find it. If you post it on social media, someone's gonna be looking at it. So if you don't want people to see things on social media, I suggest you don't post it, or you be like me and just don't give a shit. Right? So once again, it's so funny to see people pulling back the veil in 2021. You know, the veil has been lifted. We see what this country actually is now. Later in the afternoon, his page was reactivated and Pennington said his Facebook account had been hacked. Wow. So he actually lied and claimed his Facebook account was hacked.
That's bullshit. Stop lying.
You want to know how they know that was bullshit and he really needs to stop freaking lying? but WZTV noted that at least one other racially sensitive post that had been made prior to this week. And in addition, Pennington made a sexually offensive comment about Vice President Kamala Harris. The Murfreesboro Firefighters Union confirmed Pennington is a member of the union and sent the following statement. IAFF Local 3035 is a labor organization dedicated to pursuing the best possible wages, hours, and work conditions for our members, particularly when it comes to the matters that affect their health and safety. Our membership includes firefighters from various backgrounds and nationalities and firefighters with various opinions on a wide array of social and political issues. No single individual's comments reflect the values of this organization. Our focus is and will remain on the health and safety of all of our members and the communities that we serve. I don't think you can blame the union for this. You got to blame the firefighter, but once again, the union must speak up and condemn the firefighter directly. Not say, well, he has different opinions. No, those opinions go a little bit further. It would definitely affect his job, right? So it is very interesting to see the veil come off in 2021. I'm so excited that the country can finally see what the hell I've been talking about for so goddamn long. Y'all can finally see it. The veil has come off, baby. It's come off.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It has come off. It has come off. The veil has come completely off, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the honesty that we're finally getting from some of these individuals. The honesty. I love it. Don't you? Don't you? I'm glad that a firefighter thinks that people of color are racist. That we should be held to a higher standard than the white people who have been causing the vast majority of the goddamn damage in this fucking country. If you want to look at the goddamn terrorism. I mean, strictly terrorism. I mean, I already brought up freaking Las Vegas. Holy shit. 75 people murdered in one day by one guy that caused my gun rights to be fucking restricted, but fucking bump strikes to be goddamn banned, but you want to mention a fucking Muslim? Shut the fuck up. You goddamn clown.
Enough from the clown.
Joe Pennington's a goddamn clown. Needs to be fired yesterday. Fucking yesterday. That's another one done. All right, DM Coscados, how are you doing that? When will you learn actions have consequences? I agree with you. How you doing, sir? I salute you. Social media was a mistake. A lot of people are about to lose their good ass jobs. Absolutely. Yes, I'm wearing the American flag upside down. If you don't know what that means, I would say Google it. But the thing about it is that I have certain feelings about what's going on. So if you don't know what that means, I'll explain it if you want me to. I want you to understand it's the reason why I wear the flag upside down. All right. The reason why you're wearing it upside down, if you just want to know, it's a sign of protest. I don't agree with what's going on. A lot of what's going on in this country. I don't believe in significant drone strikes. I don't like some of the gun restriction bullshit, and I don't like the cops or the courts. So I wear my American flag upside down. It's a sign of protest. It isn't me denigrating the troops or the flag itself. You're supposed to do that when you're in times of distress or you're protesting. This is my protest. I make videos to protest, and I also do that to protest to show that, yeah, I might be a combat veteran, but at the same time, that does not mean that I will support everything that my country does. Right? There are times where my country does fucked up shit and needs to be held accountable for it. And there are times that my country allows police officers to behave like fucking road pirates. And they need to be called out for it. Right? So there's another story. Another bad cop, no donut. Right? Another bad cop, no donut. All right, so we're gonna get over to here. Let's get to it. All right, so this is from the Times and Call. This is a local paper. Basically, it's a small paper, and I want to give them some love. So I want to read from them actually. All right, Firestone places Police Chief David Montgomery on paid administrative leave. This is going to be crazy. This is published on March 25th, 2021. Firestone Police Chief David Montgomery is on paid administrative leave during an investigation into allegations of misconduct, although town officials have provided no details about what's being investigated. Firestone Mayor Bobby Sindelar and town board members publicly noted the investigation this week in what identifies itself as an update about the investigation that was posted earlier on the town's Facebook site, facebook.com/Firestone Colorado, and the town government's website homepage, firestonecode.gov. Although neither the Facebook page nor the town's website shows any previous statement about the situation. As of Thursday afternoon, that particular statement remained on the town's website and in the town's official Facebook page. In the week's statement, the mayor and the town board of trustees said, in response to allegations of misconduct and in accordance with the town of Firestone policy, Police Chief David Montgomery was placed on paid administrative leave on February 17th, 2021, so that an investigation could be conducted. The investigation is underway. Wow, so this has been since February 17th. We are almost into damn April. However, the mayor and the board did not say in their message what prompted the investigation. It said it's being conducted by an independent third party and did not identify that party. Given the ongoing status of the investigation and the fact that this is a personal matter, the board of trustees cannot comment further on any aspect regarding Chief Montgomery's status, the mayor and board members wrote. The board of trustees wants to thank everyone that supports Chief Montgomery. We all have a deep admiration and appreciation for him and his service to the town. The mayor and his trustees said in a statement, "Please don't mistake our required silence as a lack of support. We are simply unable to comment on an ongoing investigation. Thank you to all those who support Chief Montgomery. We are truly hoping for the best possible outcome." Wow. So basically, they're rooting for him, and the question is. The question is that what did he do? They're not saying anything, and they're just supporting him from the background. That leaves me with a lot of questions. I want to know more about this. You know, I want to know. I gave the little small paper a chance. I want to know more about this. What happened? Right. And you're not getting a whole lot out there. What is the allegations of misconduct? That's the question that I want to ask. You notice how they're not saying anything, and that's when you should be at. That's when you should usually be at your most suspicious. Is that when the town's not saying anything? What are the allegations? Let me decide for myself what the allegations are. Let me decide for myself if they're true or not. All right, that's another recording done. All right, so let's go. We're gonna be going to some more news. I'm thinking about some more bad cop. I might cover one more before I get into general news. Guys, if you want to join in on the show, you can join my Discord server. I'm gonna open up. I'm going to open up the phone lines in this second. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys are ready for this one. This one's going to be pretty spicy. All right, so we got a bad cop, no donut, and this one is going to be really bad. Get ready for this one. This is from the Tribune News Service, but it's posted on PennLive.com. All right, this is by Rosario Ahumada of the Sacramento Bee. Police officer quits, gets arrested after California girl reports receiving hundreds of texts. Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Wow! Oh my God!
A Sacramento police officer who was suspected of sending explicit messages to a teenage girl on a social media app has resigned and was arrested Wednesday after a 2-week investigation. Daniel Donahue, who worked for the Sacramento Police Department for about 2 years, was arrested on charges related to inappropriate communication with a minor, according to a department news release. Police said Donahue worked as a patrol officer. That is fucking scary. That is fucking scary. When you read what some of these messages contained, it's going to horrify you because this is a police officer. It's going to horrify you. It's going to be scary as shit, man. CBS News Sacramento said the 15-year-old girl's family reported she got hundreds of texts from the officer, some with nude photos. Some with nude photos.
Oh my God.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Listen, imagine for a second you're a parent. You open your 15-year-old daughter's phone. You find naked pictures from a grown man. You say to yourself, well, this is not going to do. Then you go search out who this grown man is. It's a fucking police officer.
Bruh.
It's a fucking police officer. Do you understand how fucking insane that is? Bruh, like, I couldn't imagine what was going through her parents' head. I couldn't imagine what was going through her entire family's head. The Sacramento Police Department does not and never will tolerate this criminal behavior from our officers, Police Chief Daniel Hahn said in a news release. The investigation into Donahue began March 9th when the police department received a complaint alleging Donahue was participating in inappropriate communication through a social media app with a 15-year-old girl, police said. Wow. This is why they actually do these freaking stings, right? So a lot of people complain and say that the freaking stings are kind of like almost like, I would say, entrapment. But you get why they do this now. You have to do this now. You can't have police officers doing shit like this, man. You can't have this. You absolutely, you can't even have one officer doing shit like this. You just can't. You fucking can't, man. Like, there's no discussion. There's no debate. You just can't have this shit. You absolutely cannot have this shit. The department launched a criminal and administrative The department launched a criminal and administration investigation into the allegations. Police said the initial investigation determined there was a factual basis behind the allegations. Officials said Donahue was then placed on administrative leave, which temporarily removed his authority as an officer. Detectives conducted further investigation into the allegations of misconduct, including serving search warrants at his home, his personal vehicle, his workspace, and electronic devices, according to police. During the investigation, Donahue resigned from the department. Wow, so you thought because you resigned that would change anything, right? That is not going to change anything. Police said the detectives obtained an arrest warrant for Donahue based on evidence uncovered during their investigation. He was arrested Wednesday and will be booked at Sacramento County Main Jail. Detectives in the department's Internal Affairs Division will continue to follow up on the investigation, according to the news release.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow! Oh my God!
Hahn said the police department will continue to work with the girl in this case, and he apologized for what he says Donahue did while working for his department. Wow, that is fucking wild. I'm not sure how else you put that, but that's just fucking wild. Like, what else do you say about that, man? What else do you say about that? That's fucking insane. All right, that's just, oh my God. That's insane. All right, another one done there. All right. We got another one here. Another story. Another spicy one. Lord have mercy. These police officers are just out of control, man. They're out of control. This is just, it's getting crazy out here. It's getting fucking wild out here with these police officers, man. Right. All right. So it's from Pennsylvania Real-Time News. Police trooper charged with official misconduct stalking woman after New Jersey Turnpike traffic stop. It's from Chris Sheldon of the New Jersey Advanced Media for NewJersey.com. So,
Oh my God!
wait a minute.
Wow!
Wait a
Oh
minute.
my God!
The police are stalking you now? Yo, how? The police are stalking women now. Listen. I want you to understand something, right? How I found this. I want you all to see how bad American police officers are. We're going to go back to this tab here. I put in officer placed on leave. Do you see the search criteria that I say here? I want you guys to see that. I'm going to blow this up real quick. I want you to see the search criteria that I use. Officer placed on leave, and the search tools that I use is past 24 hours. Past 24 hours. That's all I use. And for every bad cop, no donut, that's all I fucking do. I just said it for the past 24 hours. And I find these stories every day. I haven't even covered this story yet. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to cover this one too. Don't worry. But every day it's like this. Every day is like this. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I want you guys to see how crazy this thing is going to get. So a state grand jury indicted a New Jersey state police officer. No, a New Jersey State Police trooper, I should say, who was accused last year of stalking a woman he had pulled over on the New Jersey Turnpike, officials said Thursday. Michael Patterson, 29, of Bayonne, was charged with official misconduct, stalking, and tampering with public records, according to the statement from the New Jersey Attorney General's office. Patterson was initially charged in June with stalking and tampering with public records, as well as deprivation of civil rights. What?
Oh my God!
What?
Wow! Oh my God!
Deprivation of civil rights. This is a cop doing this. It's a cop doing this. What the fuck is this? I'm going to show you this shit again. Past 24 hours, I've run the Pitchfork podcast pretty much every day. And that's all I do. For bad cop, no donut, that's all I do. Do you see this shit? How bad are cops getting, man? This is fucking insane. This is fucking insane. The New Jersey State Police maintain the highest standards of conduct for their state troopers. Apparently not. Standards which the vast majority uphold as faithful and honorable guardians of the public. New Jersey Attorney General Gerber S. Grewal said in the statement, he got a hell of a name. The trooper Patterson allegedly violated those standards in the law, using his authority not to act as a guardian, but to put a female motorist in fear. His indictment reflects our resolve to hold officers accountable if they betray the public's trust with this type of misconduct. Or conduct, I should say. An investigation by State Office of Public Integrity and Accountability alleged that on January 28, 2020, Patterson stopped a woman on the turnpike around 9:30 p.m. and let her go with a warning, the office said. However, he then stopped her again a few minutes later after she exited the highway at exit 11, authorities said. Patterson allegedly stopped the woman the second time to make advances towards her and disabled the digital in-vehicle recorder, DIVR, in his cruiser to prevent his actions from being recorded, authorities said. Wow.
Oh my God!
That's some predator shit.
Wow! Oh my God!
That's some predator shit, bro. So he turns off the camera.
Oh my God!
He turns off the camera and made advances towards her. Bro. Oh my God, that is so scary. Yo, I feel for that woman. The amount of therapy she probably needs because a police officer did this shit. He then followed the woman home in his patrol car and put the woman in fear by doing so, the office said. So then he follows her home? Wow. The New Jersey office, the New Jersey State Police holds its troopers to the highest level of professional standards of any law enforcement agency in the country through a robust system of checks and balances that is designed to not only hold its members accountable, but to serve as a tool to provide training and counseling through early intervention. Apparently, it wasn't early enough. Colonel Patrick J. Callahan, superintendent of the New Jersey State Police, said in a statement, "Yeah, you need to be a little bit more early than that, buddy, because this can't be the first time. This can't be the first time. This cannot be the first time. I mean, the blatantness of this shit, it cannot be his first time. The alleged conduct revealed in the investigation stands in stark contrast to the core values of the New Jersey State Police and is a betrayal to the public and to the entire law enforcement community." Paris's attorney could not be immediately reached for comment Thursday afternoon. Wow, great job to Chris Sheldon of New Jersey Advanced Media. You're awesome, sir. I salute you. Good job recording this, and I want to cover this as, pretty much as well. Unbelievable story. That is so fucking scary, man. Like, it's a scary time to be a woman around, like, police officers. I've seen so many of these cases. In the past month, I probably cover at least one of these cases every 2 or 3 days. And I actually keep some of the videos unlisted in the queue so that I can use later on in case I have to take a day off from the podcast that I run daily, or I gotta just fill in, have a slot to actually fill in. I'll hold on to the video maybe like 3 or 4 days before I just release it. But I cover a story like this pretty much every day, man. Pretty much every day. And it's just getting to be out of hand. It's getting to be out of hand. It's getting to be like, what is going on in our country with police officers? This shit is happening so often, man. Like, imagine for a second, right? You're being pulled over by a cop one time. He didn't let you go. He pulls you over a little bit later and he starts flirting with you. And you're clearly not interested. You're clearly fearful of the man. You didn't try to go home, and then he follows you home. Yo, that's fucking scary, bro. Yo, because that man has power and fucking authority, and he has a gun. If he wants to take something from you or take your body from you, do something that's sexual to you, he can force you. And guess what? It's your word against his. It's your word against his. Think about that for a second. Think about the danger that woman was actually in. How unbelievable that it is that it was not just police officer, a New Jersey State trooper, man. That's horrifying. That's, wow. Another one done. That's actually done. That's crazy, man. Like, what do you do with that one? That's fucking wild, man. That's fucking wild. Like, that's just, wow. I feel for that girl. I do. I understand why she was scared. She fucking scared, man. Like, that's some scary shit. Cause, we're gonna talk about voter suppression in Georgia. We're going to talk about voter suppression in Georgia. Going to have a conversation about that. About voter suppression in Georgia. About what the American ISIS party, the American right, is trying to do to voting rights in this country. Let's go ahead and have a conversation. This is coming from CNN. CNN. It is now illegal in Georgia to give food and water to voters in line. Unbelievable. It's just, they're trying their hardest to restrict the rights of people in Georgia. It's unbelievable. Your Cheeto Hitler lost a fucking election. And now, because it was black people that caused it, now you want to make sure you restrict the rights of people to vote. You pieces of fucking shit, goddamn clowns. Georgia's new sweeping elections laws has a number of controversial provisions that will restrict access to voting, but one in particular has some shaking their heads. Under the bill signed into law Thursday night by Republican Governor Brian Kemp, it's now illegal to hand out food and water to people standing in line to vote. No person shall solicit votes in any manner or by any means or method, nor shall any person distribute or display any campaign material, nor shall any person give, offer, offer to give, or participate in the giving of any money or gifts, including but not limited to food and drink, to an elector. The new law states. You fucking clowns.
Enough from the clown.
Okay, suppose you got a really old person waiting in line. Suppose that it's not so cold in Georgia in November, because sometimes, depending on where it is, it can be very, very hot. Or even if it's cold, somebody passes out waiting out in line. It happens all the time. Happens every year. Happens in every goddamn state. Guarantee you. I would bet my life on it. At least one person passes out while waiting to fucking vote in most every state. I would bet my life on it. If someone tries to give that person some food or some water so that they don't pass out, you're gonna lock them up then? Oh my God.
Bruh.
Unbelievable. The law applies within 150 feet of a polling place or within 25 feet of any voter at a polling place. Violators are guilty of a misdemeanor. But some observers see the provision as an attempt to curb voting by urban voters and people of color who lean Democratic and whose precincts often have long waits to cast ballots. One influential black pastor said he thinks the new law is unreasonable and that his church will use it to fire up voters. We'll make a movement out of that, said the Reverend Tim McDonald, senior pastor of First Iconium Baptist Church in Atlanta. You know something is wrong when you can't give grandma a bottle of water and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. McDonald told CNN he's already planning to test the law with some civil disobedience. He said that at a future election, his church will dare the police to arrest someone giving water to an elderly person waiting to vote. Oh my God. Unbelievable, man. Attorney Walter Shaw, former director of the U.S. Office of Government Ethics, also has criticized the measure as an attempt to target voters of color. Georgia's bill would make it a crime to give free food or water to voters standing in line for hours and hours. But we know who these politicians forced to stand in line all day long. Schwab said earlier this month on Twitter, "I never once stood in line for even 5 minutes where I get to vote. This racism is thorough." Republicans had defended the measure, dubbed Election Integrity Act of 2021, saying it's required to boost confidence in voting after last year's election. Kemp said the law will ensure elections in Georgia are secure, fair, and accessible. Georgia, long seen as a politically red state, turned blue in the past election as Joe Biden and two Democratic senators won narrow victories, boosted partially by heavy turnout among black voters. Georgia's bill is in part of a broad new effort by GOP-led legislators across the country to pass restrictive voting measures in battleground states such as Arizona, Florida, and Michigan. Wow. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, a Republican, vowed last December, a week before the state's runoff election, that the state would crack down on line warming or handing gifts to voters in line as a way of inappropriately influencing voters in the crucial final moments before they cast their ballots. It's just flat out racism. Flat out racism. Flat out racism. That's all this is. It's just flat out racism. Let's call this what this shit is. It's flat out racism. It's a bunch of fucking fragile white fucking Republicans, white men mostly, lost the fucking election because the darkies voted their little bitch asses out of goddamn office, put in Warnock, put in Ossoff, put in Joe Biden, voted out that fucking Cheeto goddamn Palpatine. Now they're having a fucking hissy fit. So now they want to restrict voting rights. It's not going to work, assholes. Because guess what? All you've done is you've pissed off black people even more, and they're going to vote even more Democrat. In fact, I don't even like Democrats, but I encourage every black person to vote for anything but a damn Republican. I don't care who you vote for, just not Republican. Fuck the Republican Party. If after seeing this shit, you call yourself a proud Republican, you are a piece of shit. I said it. I don't give a shit who doesn't fucking like it. If after seeing this shit, you are a proud Republican, you are a piece of fucking shit, and I want nothing to do with you. I hope you die in a fucking car wreck. That's how much I don't like you. In Minecraft. In Minecraft, I hope you die in a goddamn car wreck. I am so sick of these racist Republican shitheads. Fuck each and every last one of you. If after this you call yourself a proud Republican, you are a piece of fucking shit. And I'm not changing my goddamn mind either. If you're a Republican, denounce this shit. I don't want to hear your fucking excuse. I don't want to hear your fucking excuse. Call this shit out. Call it what the fuck it is. Stop being goddamn cowards. And Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, you are a goddamn clown.
Enough from the clown.
You piece of fucking shit. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable, man. Wow. Yeah, so you can't beat him, so cheat him, huh? Can't beat him, so cheat him. I'm a proud Republican. You call yourself a proud Republican, I'm gonna call you a goddamn racist. And I'm gonna keep calling you that. There's no way you are proud after seeing this shit. They are doing this shit across the goddamn country. There's no way you're proud after seeing this shit. If you're a proud Republican, you are a racist piece of shit, and I'm gonna call you that. You can cry about it. You can whine about it. I care less. But this shit, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable, man. Unfucking believable. Covered quite a few stories there. So we're going to look at some other shit here. So we got a few things to go over here. So once again, we're going to be back to voter suppression. Diesel Bomber says, I don't get the big deal. It's just food and water. There's no point in getting rid of it. Yeah, just food and water. But you know why it's like this. So once again, I'm gonna go over a little bit of a long form type of video edit here. So I think you guys are gonna be appreciating it because it gives you a nice little timeline. So this is gonna be a long form video edit here, guys. It's gonna be from CNN Politics. The latest on Georgia's new law suppressing voting access. And there's a lot of things you gotta know about it. Like, first of all, Martin Luther King III called it racist. And that family, if they call you racist, I mean, can you really question? But Biden says Justice Department is taking a look at Georgia voting law. President Biden says Friday that the Justice Department is looking into the Georgia's restrictive voting law. Again, it's very, very nice that we've got some federal support there. When asked if there was anything the White House could do to protect voter rights in Georgia, Biden told reporters on the tarmac in Delaware, we are working on that right now. We don't know quite exactly what we can do at this point. The Justice Department's taking a look as well. Asked about the strong words in a statement about the law he put out earlier Friday, Biden said the words were not as strong as I was really thinking. What you need to know: the Georgia Senate passed a sweeping bill that would restrict voting access and give state officials more power over local elections. The governor signed the bill shortly after it passed. The battleground state sits at the forefront of efforts in GOP-controlled legislators around the country to impose tough new restrictions on voting following losses in the 2020 presidential election. Voting rights advocates say Georgia's rapid-fire action underscores the need for federal legislation to set the national baseline for voting rules. Pressure is mounting for Congress to act on voting rights. Here are where things stand on Capitol Hill. Let me redo that. Pressure is mounting for Congress to act on voting rights. Here's where things stand on Capitol Hill. So let's go down here. Voting rights advocates say Georgia's new voting law restricting voting access, and it actually restricts heavily voting access. It does silly shit like ban people from giving food and water to someone who's standing in line, when oftentimes you guys stand in line for hours and hours and hours, and that's doesn't matter how old the person is. You could be a senior citizen who might pass out. You just give them like a freaking bottle of water, and now you could be locked up for that, which is fucking insane. And plans in other Republican-controlled states to pass restrictions of their own underscores the need for federal legislation to set a national baseline for voting rules. In a statement released afternoon on Georgia's voting law, President Biden repeated his call for Congress to pass voting rights legislation, adding, "This is the new Jim Crow in the 21st century. It must end. I once again urge Congress to pass the For the People Act and John Lewis's Voting Rights Advancement Act to make it easier for all eligible Americans to access the ballot box and prevent attacks on the sacred right to vote," Biden said. House Democrats have passed a sweeping bill that includes a number of voting reforms, including automatic national voter registration, which is something that we should have been done, man. We should have been done that. I don't understand why you can't register in one state and then vote in like another one, as long as you only vote once, right? And if it's tabulated, it's tabulated. Well, you should only vote in a local place that you're actually from. Okay, but what if you're like a traveling fucking American? What if you're a fucking nomad? Lots of people are like that. You know? Stacey Abrams, the founder of Fair Fight Action and a former Democratic gubernatorial nominee in Georgia, said the state's Republicans showed they were intent on reviving Georgia's dark past of racist voting laws. Now more than ever, Americans must demand federal action to protect voting rights, she said in a statement. Currently, 18 states and Washington, D.C. have automatic registration. Expanding that requirement nationwide could enfranchise 50 million could actually enfranchise 50 million Americans, according to the Brennan Center. Wow, that would be so cool, man. The bill would do a lot more, including putting an end to partisan gerrymandering, by which parties draw congressional lines to protect their incumbents, mandating a 2-week early voting period and more. But it will require a supermajority, at least 60 votes, to overcome a promised GOP filibuster in the Senate. Democrats have suggested changing Senate rules specifically for this bill, but it's not clear all Democrats will support the rule change. Yeah, you got to end the filibuster now, man. Pass the Voting Rights Act. Things are just it's the new Jim Crow. I mean, I don't even like, Joe Biden, but it is the new Jim Crow. It is absolutely the new Jim Crow. Without question. Without question. Without question. There's a crazy story that actually happened. A lawmaker in Georgia was actually arrested. White House deeply concerned about arrest of Georgia state lawmaker. Wow. So there's actually video of this. The White House is deeply concerned about the actions that were taken by law enforcement to arrest a Georgia state lawmaker late Thursday. Press Secretary Jen Psaki told reporters at a briefing Friday. "I think anyone who saw the video would have been deeply concerned," Psaki said in response to a question from CNN's Caitlin Collins. She simply, by the video that was provided, seemed to be knocking on the door to see to see if she could watch a bill being signed into law. And I there's actually video, and I want to see that video. I want to show you guys that video, because it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. She's literally just saying, "I want people to see you sign this law into action," which people should be able to sign. So I want you guys to see this. It's just pretty fucking crazy. It's pretty fucking crazy. I'm gonna turn on the desktop sound. so you guys can see this. This is the country that we live in.
You mentioned voting rights. There was kind of a dramatic scene at the Georgia Capitol where a lawmaker was arrested after knocking on the door where the governor was signing a bill. What more do you know about that?
Well, Hoda, that's right. And it happened just hours after President Biden called efforts to limit voting rights sick, as you just heard in that piece there. Here's what happened in Georgia. Republicans there passed one of those controversial bills in a closed-door ceremony late yesterday. Now, while the Republican governor was holding a press conference after the signing, Democrat Park Cannon knocked on his door in the state capitol to demand transparency and was then...
Mind you, she's a state house employee. She works for the state house. She's actually a lawmaker. And she's asking to watch this governor sign a bill. And she also demands that the governor allow the people to watch him sign that goddamn bill. If you don't agree with this woman, you are a fucking bootlicker. She's right. If you're going to make laws like this, sign it in front of the goddamn people. Don't do it behind closed fucking doors. And you sitting there putting your hands on this fucking woman over knocking on the goddamn door when she fucking works at the state house. Fucking pigs, man. Fucking pigs.
Handcuffed and arrested. You see it right there. She was then taken to jail and charged with obstructing law enforcement and disrupting the session. Georgia State Police say she had been warned. The backdrop to all of this, Hoda, Republicans in some swing states are pushing to tighten voting laws after the 2020 election, which Democrats say will restrict voting rights, especially for communities of color.
God.
Yeah,
Hoda.
I know you'll follow that one up. All right, Kristen, thank you.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable, man. You sitting here manhandling this fucking woman because she knocked on the door to ask the governor, to see the governor sign a fucking law that restricts my people's right to vote, you fucking pigs. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unfucking real, man. Unfucking real. Wow. Wow. In a video posted to social media, a Georgia Capitol Police officer speaks to Democrat with the Democrat outside the door of Republican Brian Kemp's office. After knocking on the door during Kemp's signing of SB 202, Cannon is seen being led away by several officers with her handcuffed behind her back. In a statement Thursday night, Georgia State Patrol said that at 6:33 p.m. local time, Cannon was beating on the door to the governor's office and was told to stop, move on to the governor's ceremonial office door marked with the governor's staff only sign, and knocked on that door. Wow. This is the new Jim Crow, man. Arrest a black woman because she wanted to see a governor sign a goddamn bill. They're doing it again to my people. They're doing it again to my people. I'm so disappointed, man. It just breaks my heart. Now, I put on that fucking uniform, and for what, man? What was that for? What was the point in that? What was the point in that? They're doing it to my people again in Georgia, man. Times haven't changed. They're doing it again. They arrest a woman just because she wanted to see a governor sign a law that would restrict the rights of my people to vote. Most everybody can see that. Even parts of the right can see that. They're doing it again. We are, unfortunately, for some parts of the country, might enter a new era of Jim Crow. Black people, arm yourselves. I can't stress this enough. If you don't have a gun, go buy one. I don't care if you got to go buy one off the goddamn streets, man. Get ready to defend yourselves. Because if these laws don't work, you know what comes next. I would suggest every black person move out of goddamn South. Head north. Just like old times. Become a freaking Canadian. Why not? But you can see where this is going. You can see where this is going. You can just see where this is going. This is going to be the new era of Jim Crow. Now you see what I mean now, guys. This is why I wear this flag upside down. This flag right here. I wear it upside down, son. It's a sign of protest. Not this flag. It's to show that I don't agree with a lot of things that's happening in the country. Cosmic Squirrel says, hi, guys. I finally made it to alive. I heard about this shit. How you doing, Cosmic Squirrel? I salute you, sir. They like to sign Lost in the Dark with no one watching. These Obama says, I always thought we could just walk into those places. I mean, it's a public property and everything. Yeah, it is. And Cosmic Squirrel says, yeah, it's meant to be like that, Bomber. Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be fucking public property. If I want to come to the State House and take a shit on the goddamn ground, I should be able to. I paid for it, right? And guess what? The fucking staff was gonna clean up that goddamn turd. I paid them too. So I mean, now they want the and Cosmic Squirrel says, but now they are an elite class. Yeah, that they are. They are absolutely an elite class, and it's unbelievable what's happening in this country. It's unbelievable what's happening in this country. That's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just the things that's happening in this country. It's gotten to the point where it's so blatant. Whereas if you're denying it, it's just I don't know. What you think this is then? I just want you to understand that there's a serious problem with what's going on in this country. It's a serious problem with what's going on in this country, man. And I want people to realize how bad things have gotten. I want to show you how bad things have actually gotten. I want you to see why I wear this flag upside down. I want you to see this. I want you to understand it. That it's not that I hate my country. It's that I hate what my country has become. And there's a difference between hating your country just from the outset and hating what your country has become. My country doesn't care about human rights anymore. We think we do. We think we do. But that's not what we're seeing right now. So I want to leave you with a message of, okay, so Cosmic Squirrel says, so was it rhinos or demos that put out this bill? Demos on Georgia, yes. Nope. The people voted and turned the state blue. That doesn't mean the Democrats control it. There's mostly Republicans. The governor is Republican. He's the one that signed it into law. He's a Republican. Most of the lawmakers there are Republican. Yeah, you're right about the call to mercy, DA. These mongrels are criminally insane. Yeah. Arm yourselves, man. Seriously. I got my shit. I carry my shit on me all the times. Got my dog. Got my vest. I wear my shit all the time, man. Cops come at you. Anybody come at you, defend yourself, man. At this point, nah. I'm done with the government. I'm absolute fucking anarchist now. I'm going to start adding some more anarchist goddamn themes and elements to my channel. Anyways, guys, I know it's kind of a shock to you, but guess what? That's going to be it for the show today. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll keep it running a little bit next time for you, College Squirrel, just for you. Horns up, peace out. Wear a mask, don't get COVID. Good night and good luck.
Thank you.